In this video, I'm going to tell you the story of how I played for legendary frontman of Led Zeppelin, Mr. Robert Plant, on his 65th birthday. And then a couple of years later, he returned the favor and came to my house for my 21st birthday. Pretty crazy, right? Anyway, buckle in. Let's go.
Say, only fools rushing, but I can't help falling in love with you.
So this is, I forgot the film when I was in there, but look who showed up.
Yeah, it's me. It's your dad. I am here again. I can't stop it. Now I want to go.
This is Callum. It was his birthday party tonight, so we had a great night. He's a good-looking Gemini kid. Look at that.
Thank you very much.
Any girls out there want to get fixed up, just send an email to my email address and I'll get you fixed up with him. Look at that. And the one and only who thought he was on the couch, he actually listened all night. Who'd have thought he would have sat down? The great...
Never mind all that old bollocks. Here I am, at great expense. I've come all the way here on a senior citizens bus pass. And if I just change all that, I'm much better like this. And I'm very pleased to be back in a land of the living with a mind that works.
So it was one of them type of nights, absolutely killer night here. And I just want to sing happy birthday to Callum. Come on.
Oh, thank you so much.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Callum. Happy birthday to you. Everybody! We're ripping it up in Wales!
I am a musician, obviously, and I have been for the past 14 years. I just turned 30 a week ago yesterday, on the 4th of June, and I've had some pretty kick-ass experiences, but this one is probably number one. I mean, it is number one. It doesn't get much bigger when you're a fan of rock music and playing for Robert Plant. So I left school at 16 and jumped straight into doing pub gigs and birthday parties and weddings and so on and so forth. Most of my bookings were through word of mouth, so people had seen me at a pub and then they'd been like, oh, I'm getting married next year, will you come play at my wedding? And I'm like, 100%. And people see me at that wedding saying, oh, we're getting married next year, will you come here? Yes, 100%. Oh, I've got this birthday here, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, one of the venues I played at quite a lot was a place called the Vic in Borth. It's a beautiful little seaside town with loads of, it's a very stony beach and you get the most incredible sunsets there. I used to play in the Vic quite regularly, like every few weeks. And we had some great nights in there, some great sing-alongs, good times. I got a lot of really fond memories looking back on playing in that place. I was really good friends with the owners, Judith and Jason. And then one night, I had a call from Judith saying, do you want to come and play for Robert Plant on his 65th birthday? And I was like, hell yeah, I do, 100%. So I went up to meet him the night before his birthday, which was the 19th of August, back in 2013 this was. And I remember I used to go in the front doors and then there was like a bar to your left, a bar to your right, and then there was some small stairs going upstairs to like an upstairs restaurant / bar area as well. So I'd go up the stairs and then I was in this extra sort of part, more modernized, newer part. Seahorses on the walls and stuff, like fitting with the whole seaside town theme. And then it just finished or was / about to finish this outdoor balcony area where you could go and sit and watch the beautiful sunsets. Anyway, I come into this room. I've come up the stairs and I'm coming into this room and I look to the right and there's like glass windows. You can walk out to the balcony. And on the balcony must have been about 7 people and a dog. And they all had exactly the same kind of hairstyle. Even the dog had exactly the same kind of hairstyle. And it was that classic sort of poodle hair. And it was Robert Plant was one of them. And it was him with his family, which is incredible. So I actually went and spoke to him the night before his birthday, and I can't remember what I said at that time. It was all just, there was so much going on in my head, like this is crazy. I remember him being nothing but a gentleman and a really, really kind person. So much so the fact that the night of the gig, this is jumping forward a little bit, I'll go back in a second, but the night of the gig, a woman went up to him and said, excuse me, are you Robert Plant? And he goes, only on Thursdays, like just having a good laugh with her, and he had a lovely chat with her, and he had time for everyone, a really, really nice person. Let's go back to the night before. So I remember having a chat with him. And I met his granddaughter, Sunny. She was lovely. His grandson, and maybe I think his daughter as well. And there's a few of them. I can't remember exactly the names and who they were and everything, but it was pretty cool. that was just by myself. I went home then like, this is crazy. I cannot believe that I'm going to be playing for Robert Plant on his 65th birthday. Like, mind blown. Bear in mind, I was 19 years old at this point. Just met Robert Plant and his family and the dog. Mind blown that I'm going to be playing for him the next night on his 65th birthday in a private party setting with his family. Let's jump over to his actual birthday now, the 20th of August. It was 2013. He was 65. I remember the whole morning. Me and my dad, who also my sound engineer, set up all the gear in the house to make sure it was all working properly. And I was like, I've got to get like a Led Zeppelin song on my set like really quickly. I've got to try and like get one in. So I ended up going for A Whole Lot of Love. Me and my dad went to pick up our friend Griff from his house, and then we went straight over to Borth. Set everything up a few hours before, and there was these dudes playing pool in the room next door. So in terms of positioning wise, remember I said we walk in the front door, you got bar to your right, bar to your right, bar to your left, stairs going up. So we went up the stairs and we sat up in the restaurant bar area upstairs. There was a pool table in the restaurant part, which is the next room just off from where I was all set up. And there was a couple cool dudes playing pool there. Turns out they were his band members. One of them was called Skin, I remember that. And he's a kick-ass guitar player, really, really good guitar player. So he was there to celebrate, obviously. And then I was set up ready to play, and then in walks Robert Plant. And then I can't remember much after that, because it wasn't a case of like, let's not perform. It was, I don't get starstruck in that way, because I think, okay, time to show what I've got. And then boom, into action, play a load of songs, and then I get to A Whole Lot of Love. And he was sitting on these like stairs in the corner. He must have been 15 foot away from me. It was a tiny, tiny room. I just remember seeing him like with his eyes shut, and he was like, huh? Like doing all that kind of stuff. And then I went up to him after the gig, and he said that it was just really complimentary. He said that was really great, like very nice and all that kind of stuff. And then I unplugged. I do a thing where I unplug. You've probably seen a lot of people do it, where they unplug the thing and then go in the room. And then he said something like, "Oh, he's got bollocks" or something like that, which is pretty cool. And a lovely picture with him, which is this picture. I'll put on screen now. You can see I'm with him and his granddaughter and his grandson. I feel kind of melancholy talking about this, because I've never actually gone into this much detail. I obviously tell quite a lot of people about it, because it's not every day you get to do something like that, and it's my biggest claim to fame music-wise. But the fact I'm actually now sitting down here and reliving it in my head, it feels like a fever dream. I'm just like, did that really happen? Like, that is crazy. And I've not got anything bad to say about him. He was honestly such a really, really kind person. His family were all lovely. We had a great night. We were all singing. Everyone had a dance. As I said, his guitar player, Skin, was a lovely bloke. And it was just a really, really positive 10 out of 10 night. And it feels like a blur now. Like, it's been a few years since 2013. 12 years ago. He's nearly 80 now. Anyway, so that was meeting Robert Plant and his family. And then the next day, playing for him on his 65th birthday. Awesome moment. Let's skip forward a couple of years now to my 21st birthday. Okay, so I'm a massive fan and was raised on a band called It Bites. It Bites are a bloody brilliant band from the 80s. The lead singer is named Francis Dunnery, and he's written some incredible solo albums as well. I'm a big fan of him solo-wise. Some of my favourite songs ever written, actually, are by him. And he does house concerts. And my dad's the one that suggested it. And he said, do you want to see if we can get Francis to come over here and do a house concert? Because he's in the area. He lives in like Pennsylvania or something now, but he's from like Cumbria, and comes over here quite a lot to do house concerts and around Europe and stuff. So yeah, my dad said, do you want to see if we can get Frank to come and do a house concert? And I was like 100%. So I thought, okay, I'm going to invite my friends around and get them all to pay like an entry fee, and we'll have a good time, because he's one of my biggest inspirations. But turning 21 was a big birthday, and we made it happen. He came along. Francis Dunnery also happens to be Robert Plant's old guitarist from his like solo albums. I think he's one of the lead guitarists on Fate of Nations album, which is a blinder of an album. That's my favourite solo Robert Plant album. Absolutely stunning album. And if you haven't heard that, then honestly go and listen to it, because it's just banger after banger after banger. Anyway, so Robert Plant, through Judith and Jason at the Vic, obviously knew me from doing the gig. He was told about Francis coming and playing at my house. So it was kind of a double whammy of like, he gets to come over and see Francis Dunnery, and then return the favour of me playing his birthday by coming to my 21st birthday. Super cool moment, super crazy moment, and great fun. That was really funny, because I was surrounded by my friends and my friends' parents and stuff. One of my friend's parents went up to him and said, do you remember me from the 70s? I was a waiter at one of your tables once. And Robert was like, no. So that was fun. So Francis is doing his thing. He's doing his acoustic gig, playing some wicked songs. I get up and do a song with Francis, which I'm very lucky to do. I played Soldier, which is a beautiful song. And then I look over at Robert whilst I'm singing and playing, and then he gives me a smile and a wink, which is approval enough. I'm very grateful for that. And I just remember everyone was like, "Oh my god, like this is a crazy night." After the gig, because everyone wanted to talk to them, I went into my bedroom with Francis Dunnery, Robert Plant's girlfriend, and a couple other people. We were just sort of chilling in there. There was all like my bedroom was a typical like young musician's bedroom. It was like barely a bed and just music stuff everywhere. Kind of like it's really just with drum kit and keyboards as well. And that stood chatting in there in my room for about like 2 hours. Robert wasn't really doing any pictures on the day, but I was just like, would you mind if I had one? And he was like, oh, it's your birthday. Yeah, go on. And took a picture. So that's me. You can see a picture, I'll put it on screen now, of me, Robert Plant and Francis Dunnery in my living room back in Wales. And my childhood house that was. And my friend Felix had made this beautiful, it's here actually, had made this beautiful, there's a bit of dust on it. This is the view you got from the beach in Borth, and that was the kind of sunsets that you'd have there. You could tell why you'd like to go there. And I've got a really cool, it's lovely back. So that's what Felix wrote. Happy birthday, Callum, for Felix. And then there's what Robert Plant wrote. All right, Marco, I have a Boston year, Robert Plant. That's from his girlfriend, Deborah. And then to Callum, love, peace and cash, Francis Dunnery. So that was given to me on the day of my birthday. And it's really special. I always, I'm going to treasure that forever. I got Francis to sign my electric guitar as well. It's a Gibson Les Paul, a beautiful blue Gibson Les Paul. And he wrote the same thing to Callum, love, peace and cash, Francis Dunnery. And I get asked pretty much 9 times out of 10 of my gigs, what did your guitar say and who signed your guitar? Which is always a nice story to then lead on to the Robert Plant story. Yeah, this is the most detail I've ever gone into. And then, so he had a quick picture with my friend Felix, and then he got into a car and drove off, and he was staying in this really nice hotel. And that was the last time I actually saw him. For now, I might meet him again one day. But I know that my dad, he would sort of bump into him in the shops, and he'd ask, like, how's Callum getting on? That's just crazy to think that he was kind of keeping tabs on what I was doing music-wise, which is wicked. It's I'm very thankful to him for being so kind. The only gripe I have is before he left, he said, he was talking about my birthday, and he said, oh, I will send you a whole box set of all the latest things we've got coming up for Led Zeppelin. That was like all the like new limited edition things, and he never did it. So that's the only thing. So if you do ever see this, then where's my box set? No, I'm kidding. But thank you very much for watching and letting me share this story. I look back on those times in the most beautiful light and remember the feeling of being so young and full of excitement about everything coming up with music, and I'm going to make it, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And it's really nice to look back on that and actually know that I did so much. Even those 2 stories alone is amazing, and there's been so many other things that have happened, but I'll save them for a different video. The fact that I just turned 30 like a week ago feels crazy. I'm obviously a lot more weathered and understand more about the industry, and there's a lot of stories there too of some bad things that have happened. So yeah, I've got a lot of things to say. I hope you enjoyed this story about Robert Plant, the legendary, wonderful man, frontman of Led Zeppelin, very successful solo career himself, just a nice guy. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, then please feel free to give this video a like and subscribe. If you have your own Robert Plant story, then yeah, check it in the comments. I'd love to read it, and it's always fun to hear stories from celebrities and just the interactions with people, because it's just something different from day to day, isn't it? Yeah, that's all. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.